But this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. The intention of, it's on the internet. So it's not even about the people we interrogated. The intention is to Islamize Nigeria and practice Sharia. And it doesn't matter if some people die. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed. It doesn't matter if our economy has degenerated. Look at the interest rate. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt profile of Nigeria. They don't care. So I'm not coming to the air to whip up sentiments, no. I have been in the system. I work with Abacha government. I work with Babangida government. I work with Abdul Salam. I work with Yar'Adua Obasanjo as a core insider of operations. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban. They think about the Mujahideens. And they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia and there is whatever thing they have in their head they want to achieve.
Practically speaking, do you think that concept have changed as far as the North is concerned at the moment? What the media have succeeded in doing is giving them a different name, a redefined name. Bandits, cattle rustlers, kidnappers. That is what the media have succeeded in doing. And what do you need to ensure this? You must make sure they are uneducated, and even if they are educated, they must be fanatically inclined. When they are fanatically educated, it doesn't matter what you have read. Fanatism will override that.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins and minerals.
And that is the reality. That is just the fact. And if you think that the government is not aware, the government is fully aware. But the fact is, you can't rule out some elements of selfishness in the midst of all this and a lot of it. But the fact is, the government is aware, but to some certain extent, they will not come out and tell you things the way it is. But the fact is, they are expecting you to use your tongue to count your teeth. And that is why the DSS boss told you this.
I'll share experience with you when I was state director in Bauchi. Most of you remember an incident in Azar. A group of terrorists, the Boko Haram then, had invaded Azar. They were shooting in an attempt to kidnap, and the community chased them. They killed some members of the community, but the community members killed all of them. The last guy, Khalid, climbed onto a tree and was fired. The community stood. They were resilient and they killed Khalid. Since that day, there has not been one terrorist attack in Azar. As a matter of fact, the former head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, said, and I quote, "If we want to stop or curb this terrorism, we shall emulate the Azari example." Tafawa Balewa also happened to be a local government in Bauchi that was always in flames. And the people of Bogoro and some part of Tafawa Balewa, where the Sayawas are, rose up on one occasion. They knew their terrain better, climbed onto trees and mountains when the invaders came. They did not only repel them, they seized their weapons. And since then, you can attest to it that you hardly hear about Tafawa Balewa again. What I'm trying to say, the practical approach to mobilizing people is that you have to get everyone involved. You do not expect the Nigerian Army, police, DSS to protect every Nigerian or every community. It is not going to work. In the US, if you visit someone in the house, you'll be shocked that when the guy hears a police siren, he will just pull his drawer, bring out his gun and keep it. So one of my hosts did that, and I asked him, "Why are you putting gun here?" He said, "Well, if they're chasing someone and he enters my house, I shoot him first." And that is the layer we have to start thinking about. How?
So what am I trying to say? In regards security, it's up to you, it's up to a community to actually phantom a way of dealing with that while you wait for the federal government. But what do you have in Nigeria? I've seen communities where even to contribute 500 naira levy for security, to pay their own local security, is a problem. You are still waiting on the government. You are still waiting on the government to solve all your problems. You have a lot of jobless youths that are in that community that are looking for a job. But the fact is, when it comes to protecting your community, you prefer them to do a free job. And that is why you have a lot of millionaires, a lot of billionaires in a community. But you get to see that they are being ravaged by this insecurity, and all they do is come to newspaper and push the blame game. So it's up to anybody that is listening to this. The problem of the North is like the fight of Armageddon. So don't wait for the fight of Armageddon to happen. Why do I say the fight of Armageddon? Because last, when everything's set, you get to see this fight I'm talking about that is going to come from the North. Because it's going to be a fight between the minority tribes that see things differently and objective people, and a fight against people that still conceive this same ideology of domination in the name of fanatical beliefs. That is what I'm saying. Do you get my message? My message is not just to the North, but to empower who needs to be empowered to protect his terrain without waiting on the government, just like the DSS boss have told you as well. If I must tell you the facts, the ones I pity most in the midst of all this are the Easterners. Though despite the fact that I pity you, I don't pity you entirely. Because I believe the power lies within you. The power lies within you. And the fact is, I want to bring this to your notice. In as much as there's marginalization, you complain of marginalization, but marginalization cannot be proven on paper, because there's nothing that can be proven on paper. Because the way you're complaining about marginalization is the same way even the minority in the Northerners are actually marginalized, but they cannot speak. But why I say I can't pity you is the fact that you have the power. You are productive. You have the means. You are very productive. You have a lot of millionaires and billionaires within you. What is your investment in terms of security? A lot of atrocities happen, and your billionaires and your millionaires cannot even come out and speak. They cannot come out and speak. And what is their investment in terms of security? So little. Are you waiting on the federal government to do that for you? You are joking. You have all the power. First of all, industrialize, number one. Secondly, invest heavily in security. Invest heavily in security. I don't actually understand why you think that the presidency is what will bring about total change for you people.
Huh? The president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim, do you know what this man just did? He cut the price of cement by 50%. How did he do it? As he is in charge with the other, they built a cement factory and they are controlling the price. So from the initial price, what cement were being sold before, they cut the price to have. They want to make sure that every Burkina Faso citizen can be able to build a house by them building a cement factory and controlling the price. Since our own president came, now just every time cement price they increase, no control, nothing. Currently, cement is being sold for 10,000 plus. Nigeria, who do us like this? And as cement they rise, now so every landlord they increase their price. Even people wey build their houses, nothing gbogodo, they have all increased their price as if they use the new cement price to build it. Nigeria, may God help us. We are not yet ready in this country. We are not.
Maybe I'm the only one who have noticed that anytime Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu travel to France and come back, things get more expensive in Nigeria. In fact, the inflation goes up. I don't know, maybe na me dey overreact. But anyway, let us analyze how many times the president has left this country since inauguration, since he was inaugurated as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. How many times in don't go France? Let's check the dates. Or let's say, let me explain. So a few months after his inauguration, on 2nd of June 2023, Mr. President went to what? France. A fly. On 24th of January 2024, Mr. President went to what? France. On 19th of August 2024, Mr. President went to what? France. On 27th of November 2024, Mr. President went to what? France. Meaning that in 2024, Mr. President went to France 3 times. In 2023, he went once. Anyway, let's go to 2025. 6th of February 2025, Mr. President went to France. Now, in April 2025, 2nd of April 2025, my birth month, Mr. President went to France. He's currently in France. Maybe we pray. We don't know what will happen when he come back. Because if he come back now, maybe fuel turn to 2,000 naira per liter. Or maybe a bag of rice if he reach 4,000. 4,000 naira. Did I say 4,000? Maybe 400,000 naira. But please, what is the president always going to do in France? Because it seems that anytime he goes and come back, small things they change, not even for good, but they get worse. You know, they say landlord travel and see, but it seems that our own landlord, when he travel, he come back and show us shaggy. He doesn't see the development there, but rather he comes back and he doesn't even improve. So what is landlord travel and going to see there? That is the question I'm asking. If
Ahmed Tinubu visited France and the president of France abandoned the president of Nigeria in France and go to Egypt the same day. That is to tell you that he don't even acknowledge that the president of Nigeria is in France. Is that not humiliation to the president of Nigeria? To be honest, this is called Tinubu diplomacy. This man is disgracing Nigeria, not just Nigeria, the whole Africa. I was not expecting the president of Nigeria to have such humiliation. Nigeria is the most populated Africa country, the most populated black Africa country. So face that kind of humiliation. We thought it is only smaller Africa countries, French colonies that can go through such humiliation. But due to Tinubu diplomacy, Nigeria is also facing the same humiliation. This same old man is the man who wrote a letter to France asking France to help defend Nigeria because of insecurity. To be honest, France supposed to be the one asking Nigeria for security. France is not up to 100 million people, but Nigeria with a population of about 220 million people is asking France for security. Is that not humiliation? Is that not humiliation? That is a disgrace. After all, I don't like talking about Africa because when you talk about Africa, they are going to say, go and talk about your country. Allow our country alone, forgetting that your people are also talking about other people's countries. So I will talk.
Why is it that Tinubu normally travel to France? And he traveled to France and the president of France then traveled to another country. That means he did not even honor, like this person said, he did not even honor Tinubu visit at all. Every time France. Last year, he traveled to France. Was it year before last? He traveled to France. Last year, yes, to be precise, he traveled to France like 4 times. And this year, he traveled to France, which is 2025. He traveled to France 2 times. And the year is not yet half. What is he traveling to France to go and do? Is it a health issue or is it for the Nigerian? Because each time he traveled to France, it's always a problem. When he returns, instead of things to come down, things will go times 3 of how he left. So why is it happening? Why is this happening to Nigeria? And I just talk about only Nigeria. I'm not saying the whole of Africa. I'm just talking about only Nigeria, because some people in Africa that will come and talk to people as if they are not facing the same thing that we are facing. We should think twice. Bag of rice is not smiling again. Tomato in the market is not smiling again. There is no way that you can buy pepper of 200 naira nowadays. How are we going to survive? If you survive, what about those that their fingers are not equal? How are they going to survive? Please, we should look into government, and the leaders should look into Nigerian and the youth as well, because every day by day things are hardening, things are getting worse, and our president are traveling. He doesn't care about the youth. He doesn't care about the people that vote him in there. It's just about his pocket and his family. We did not put you there for only your family. We put you there for the whole Nigerian, the whole state. Yes, to lead us and make it a better Nigerian. Anyway, guys, I don't have to talk too much. Let me know your own complaint in the comment section. It's still your girl in the building, Gil Anto Media. We bring nothing but entertainment, celebrity gist, latest movies, review, politics, talking, reactions, videos, most importantly. And I would love to see you in my next video. For now, peace out.